Hi everyone, I'm Callie Schreiber. I'm the Preschool for All Administrator at Early Explorations and Early Explorations 2, and today I thought it would be fun to read Fancy Nancy. It's written by Jane O'Connor and illustrated by Robin Pierce Glasser. I was flipping through my books today, and this one immediately made me think of one of the little girls in my class. So this is for all the fancy little girls out there. This is my room before I made it fancy. I love being fancy. My favorite color is fuchsia. That's a fancy way of saying purple. I like to write my name with a pen that has a plume. That's a fancy way of saying feather. And I can't wait to learn French because everything in French sounds fancy. Nobody in my family is fancy at all. They never even ask for sprinkles. There's a lot they don't understand. Lace-trimmed socks do help me play soccer better. And sandwiches definitely taste better when you stick in frilly toothpicks. A princess is supposed to keep a crown or a tiara on. What's a fancy girl to do? I asked my doll Marabella. Her full name is Marabelle Lavina Chandelier. Then I get an idea that's stupendous. That's a fancy word for great. Maybe I can teach my family how to be fancy. I make an ad and stick it on the fridge. Learn to be fancy with lessons by Nancy. Start today, easy, fun, and free. Soon there was a knock at my door. My family saw the ad and they wanted to get started right away. The problem is my family doesn't own any fancy clothes. That's okay. I can go find, what's that fancy word? Oh yes, some accessories. My mom twirls in front of the mirror. Why don't we go somewhere fancy tonight? How about dinner at the King's Crown, Dad suggests. Wow, my parents are acting fancier already. May I escort you lovely ladies outside? The limousine is waiting. My dad is our chauffeur. That's a fancy word for driver. When we arrive at the King's Crown, everyone looks up. They probably think we're movie stars. I am so proud of my whole family. They eat with their pinkies up and call each other darlings. For dessert, let's have some parfait, my mom says. That's a French for ice cream sundaes. Amazing, my mom knows French. When our parfaits are ready, I curtsy and say, merci. I carry the trays like a fancy waiter. Oops, I trip, I slip, and the tray does a double flip. I don't feel fancy anymore. I want to go home. After I get all cleaned up, I put on my dressing gown. Those are fancy words for bathrobe. I feel much better. I'm ready for a parfait. I tell my parents, thank you for being fancy tonight. I love you, my dad says. I love you, my mom says. And all I say back is, I love you, because there isn't a fancier or better way of saying that. The end. I hope you guys enjoyed the story today.